Hi everyone, my name is Victoria Fernandez and welcome to my channel. I live to inspire mental health. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. It truly means the world to me because I really want to help as many people as possible, and I'm really hoping that what I'm doing is impacting you positively or in a positive way. And if it is, it literally makes me so happy with every single one of the first subscribers. Today's video is actually going to be based on a question and that I had someone commented a few weeks ago, and it's a video that I've always planned on doing. I just didn't know when the right time was, and it's a video that's really personal, and I want to thank my parents for actually being open and willing to participate in this and answer my questions and hopefully help me help other people. So again, with that, this week's video is going to be on how my parents coped with my bipolar disorder. So I'm going to start with actually the first question I asked them, and it was, did you see any signs of a possible mental illness when I was very little? And this must have been really hard for my parents because, you want your child to be perfect. I mean, every parent wants their child to be, the best that they can, but the reality is that nobody's perfect. We all go through something in our lives, and that's okay. So some of the signs that they saw when I was little that were, kind of different was that I had very compulsive thoughts. I was kind of like wishing bad upon people, but it wasn't me. And I've talked about this in my other videos, and it's just like I was battling with this thing in my head that was telling me, wish bad upon people, wish bad upon people. I would say certain words that were just so wrong, and then I would run up to my mom and I would tell her, hey, I'm having these thoughts, and if I don't tell you, my head's telling me that you're gonna die or that something bad's gonna happen to you. And that was repeatedly. Obviously, as a parent, you're like, what is wrong with my kid? But at the same time, you're like, maybe it's just a phase. Maybe, they're just anxious. My mom was pregnant with my little sister. Maybe I was scared. So that was one of the things. And I remember it vividly. There are things that it was just so hard. Imagine being not a 7-year-old. I was 8 years old. I was 8 years old or 9. And having those thoughts and just not being able to handle them or not knowing why. So another thing was I was very shy, but to an extent that wasn't normal. It wasn't like I was just introverted and I just wouldn't talk. It was that I would hide behind my mom in social situations, if I had such a huge fear, if I was in terror over somebody that was in front of me, my mom was go say hi to this person, and then I wouldn't want to, and I would hide behind her. I wouldn't want to call people or be on the phone, and it was just, obviously that made them feel, in front of people, that's embarrassing. That's your child can't say hi to that other people. It's why? We're teaching you all these manners, we're teaching you how to present yourself, and what is wrong? And it was a true fear. I know it was just there was this thing inside of me that I don't know, I didn't know how to handle, and I didn't understand why. It was just so much anxiety. And in school, I would get in trouble. My parents would always get the things that teachers would not. I had this fear of closing doors because I was actually, my house, or the apartment we lived in, had these huge doors, wooden doors that they would close with the wind, and it was really hard to open, and I was little, so I wasn't strong. And one time I got locked in, and from that I just had this fear. But at the same time, most people can overcome easily, but I was very stuck on something, and that wasn't normal. And so in school, I would tell my teachers to keep the doors open, please don't close the doors, and that's very disruptive in class. That's not normal. I was also very shy in class. Like, I wouldn't want to do some things. Like, I would hide from certain people. It was just this huge anxiety, like social anxiety. And I would also tell my mom everything because I would feel guilty about everything. Like, it was this, my thoughts will consume me, and like I would have to just, I had this urgency of telling her every single thing that was going on with me, because I thought that if I didn't, something bad would happen. So they actually thought that it was something that, kids do. Kids, maybe they're just going through something, going through a phase. Maybe she's just shy and that's it, and she'll get over it when she's older. But it got so bad that they ended up taking me to a therapist, and I did get better with the therapist. And it was really great of my parents to actually do that and overcome all these like cultural stigmas about getting help. I was also always crying, so that was another thing. Since I was very little, I cried excessively over anything. And I got to the extent my dad would joke, and he was like, you should be an actress, and that would kind of make me laugh when I was crying. But he didn't know. I didn't know that there was actually something that was gonna truly come out in my teen years with my bipolar disorder. But I did. I cried a lot. And something that they said that parents should know is like to be aware of these things that are happening, that it's not the kid's fault, that maybe, I couldn't control it. So it's like, you have to not just tell them, hey, don't cry, or hey, like, stop doing that, because maybe there's actually something else going on. So with that, that is the end of the first video. This is actually gonna have several parts, and next week or the next few days I will be posting the other parts of the videos where I asked my parents how they found out that I had bipolar disorder, what led them to take me to a psychiatrist, what were the things that I did that made them worry enough for them to be like, we have to take her, and other things such as how do they feel about me posting YouTube videos about our personal life and my journey. So always remember that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and a bad day does not mean a bad life.